Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Now, Tucker Carlson came with his first Twitter show yesterday. I think it was a great success if he had a lot of millions of views. And the corporate media immediately started attacking him in any possible way. Why? Because they can. We have here an article coming from AOL, and they make or give a certain interpretation to what Tucker Carlson stated. As a general rule, you want to go to the source and hear the statement made by the source. You don't want to hear the corporate mass media telling you about that, interpreting it, or switching to a different topic. Why? Because it's, for instance, let's say I'm right here with my little mouse, and I say something about Western democracy, or Western culture, or Western civilization, and someone will look at my mouse and say, oh, that is white. So Mr. Carlson spoke about the Western civilization while he had a white mouse. That's a symbolistic expression of his, and then they can paint me in whatever color they want ideologically. Okay, so this has nothing to do with what I was talking about, but nevertheless they make the connection because they can, and they know that people, their audience, will not pick up on, wait a minute, he was not talking about this. What do you mean? What? Anyway, that's what they do. So in this case, Tucker made some statements in his yesterday's video, and I will show you how these guys interpreted, how they switched from Western civilization into, I don't know, whatever ideological direction they would give me for using a white mouse. Could have been, I don't know, yellow mouse, then what? So anyway, they will switch it in something else. This would say, oh, Emil's affinity and love for that means hatred for that. If it would have been yellow, we say, oh, Emil doesn't like this because this is that, and they can make the connections. Like right now, I'm wearing this shirt, and that probably was worn by, I don't know, Stalin at one point. Not this exact one, but the color. And they can call Emil sympathizer because he wears the same color as that guy wore it one time. The same. I'm wearing a watch. I don't know, Adolf might have worn a watch. Therefore, they draw the conclusion, illogical conclusion, but nevertheless, they have illogical. So, what's going on? Let's go to this article coming, as I said, from this independent provided by AOL. Tucker Carlson calls Ukraine's Jewish leader, and I'm quoting, rat-like, end quote, as he launches new Twitter show with pro-Kremlin rant. So he did not say anything, did not utter the word this, and he did not say anything about that in the context of Mr. Zelensky, because they're talking about Zelensky here. So let's hear what he actually says. So we make sure that we got it covered. I stopped it here in his video from Twitter, and let's see if it's the maximum. Let's try to see if we can hear it and listen to his point. His point is that the mass media, a point that I was making as well, the mass media portrays Zelensky as an saint and Putin as an all evil, good and evil. He makes that just before I stop this, but you can watch the video in either this article or you go on Twitter and find it. Not hard at all. So he makes the point that Zelensky is a guy who could not blow do any terrorist acts or anything like that. He's almost perfect. He couldn't have blown the dam in Ukraine or Russia, however we want to call it, because he's very good person. So let's see how he will go after that and talk about Zelensky. All right, are you working?
Entertain even the possibility it could have been Ukrainians who did it. No chance of that. Ukraine, as you may have heard, is led by a man called Zelensky. And we can say for a dead certain fact that he was not involved. He couldn't have been. Zelensky is too decent for terrorism. Now, you see him on television, and it's true you might form a different impression. Sweaty and rat-like, a comedian turned oligarch, a persecutor of Christians, a friend of BlackRock. But don't believe your own eyes. Actually, Mr. Zelensky is a very good man. The best, really. As George W. Bush once noted, he is our generation's Winston Churchill.
All right, I guess that make it. I didn't hear anything about this connection between this and that. But they want to make it. They want to make it. So that tells you what their goal is. Their goal is to destroy Tucker as much as possible. Now you can make all kind of, as I said, connections. I wonder why they didn't pick up that Zelensky is a man. And then you would have other problems. Or that he's short, which is a fact. Nothing wrong with that. But, people that have all kind of problems, they would pick up on other things. Or maybe because he's got, dark hair. Or because all of a sudden he's always like this and tries to drop his balls and speak at a lower. Okay, so he's always like this, like a man. Because he has a higher pitch, voice pitch. You want to hear him? Go ahead and watch his previous videos as a comedian or a clown. But anyway, Tucker did not make any connections between what these guys are trying to make. But, they try to attach some garbage on Tucker so he loses support of other people, because you're going to start the shaming game after that, and blaming and labeling. And that's one of their weapon, and we fall for it. Because once you agree with their labeling, or agree with, the definition of whatever label they attach to you, then you're lost. You have to understand that they are not the ones who dictated the semantics, okay, the grammar and vocabulary in our society. So do not fall for their premises. Okay, when they call something in a certain way, you call it the way you know it's called. And you know what's going to be next? They're going to attack you. They're going to insult you. The tolerance. Calling you this, calling you that, because you do not subscribe to their semantics. Like they have they have the authority somehow. They were voted in the office as being the holders of semantics, the vocabulary in a society. Don't fall for that. And you can call them out exactly how they call you out. Because remember, that we still have, thank God, dictionaries. Even though dictionaries, nowadays certain words are given a bad connotation, even though they have a neutral meaning, like fat. Okay? Fat. You can't call someone using a dictionary word because that person feels, this and that. Well, if you feel, why don't you change the condition? If I feel embarrassed, I'm old, how can I change that? I can't. So I get used to it in this case. But as I think you have ways to at least try to change the condition. Eat less, exercise. Don't give me this much of cases where they have thyroid problems and they have a medical condition. Don't give me that. Because the rest is don't eat garbage, don't eat a lot, and go and exercise. Work out. By that, you should be excellent, okay? You don't have to do anything else. So don't go to the little, oh no, he's got a condition, and you like it that way? Then don't be ashamed when someone calls your condition as it is by the dictionary. Again, coming back to Tucker Carlson, these guys go very low, and he's going to be attacked with this and going to be attacked with that. Now, that's his rat-like. That's his assessment of another person. Was any connection between that and that? No, but you know where they go with that. You know exactly where they want to go with that. The next one, he's going to be called an anti, or he's going to call phobic something and all that. They already did, but these things are going to exacerbate. Watch it. You'll see. So, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.